the recording now. And hello, welcome to our Future Falcons webinar series. I'm Karen Sanders, the Director of Admissions, and we're glad that you're here to learn more about your state college. And today we're very happy to present the Digital and Interactive Media program. So in a moment we're going to be starting our presentation, and that will be followed by a question and answer session. The chat or instant message feature of the webinar has been disabled in favor of the Q&A at the end. And I'm very proud to introduce Brad Moody. He's the Assistant Chair of the Digital and Interactive Media Program and Photography. So I'm going to quit sharing mine and I'm going to let Brad load his. Brad?
Hi everyone, I'm going to share my screen and I hope everyone sees my screen. I'm going to assume that they do. So right now, let me make it a little bit bigger. My name is Brad Moody. I'm the Associate Professor and Assistant Chair for the School of Photography. I'm also the lead of the Digital and Interactive Media Production Program. The School of Photography has two programs. One is the photography program and the other one is the Digital and Interactive Media Production Program. I think there's another webinar that's going to be coming up on the photography program later on. But so this is our program. This is a little bit about what the mission and the description of the program is. And it's a very unique program. It's the only one like it in the state of Florida. It is a hybrid program. And what it is it combines audio, video, kind of UX, UI design, and marketing all into one program. And that's what's exciting about that is that's exactly what the industry from our advisory boards and from my past advisory boards have said that they need. So it's a little bit of everything. And the job market, actually, I was on a call yesterday with some people and they were talking about what the job market locally was and that everyone was asked to do everything. So we were right on target there. So the mission statement and the description talks about this. You're learning, photography, video, audio, social media, media design, how to create all those things. Throughout this presentation, we're in the midst of a big kind of change, and I'll be talking about some of that. So some of these, we're updating some of the mission statements and descriptions. It's still going to stay the same for the most part, but we'll just kind of update some more things. And again, we'll talk about it later on. So these are the learning outcomes of the program, and you'll be able to do these things, the 6 things. And again, we're working on updating this. I'm hoping for spring that we'll have it in place. If not, we'll move it into summer, but I'll be talking about it throughout. So again, just like I talked about, you're learning about all the theory, the hardware, the how to do the critical thinking about how to create. And these are some of the things which is the main questions I usually get is like, that's great. So how am I going to get a job? And one of the things that we talk about is that this hybrid evolving technology, we want to make sure that we are preparing these students or your students, if you're coming into our program, that when you leave, you're ready for that job market or to go on to a four-year degree. So some of the professions that we look at is a content creator. And I put on there, it says, yes, this is a career and growing every day. Because I used to get people 5 years ago that would come to me and be like, I'd like to be a YouTuber. And I would be like, okay, that's interesting. We can focus on that, but let's try to find something else to make sure that you can get employed. And now this is a real job, right? So this is the content creator, the YouTuber, the influencer are all real jobs, and they're growing a lot. So we've incorporated that into the program. And what we've also found is that a lot of the traditional web courses aren't really geared to what our students are going to be needing now. But what is geared is UI, UX design. So user experience and user interface design. And that's one of the things that we're focusing on. So our existing web course right now, as it stands, is moving into this UI, UX design. And as you see, when I talk about some of the future changes, is we're changing the web design course completely to be focused on UI UX design. So you learn a tiny bit about the programming, but more about the user experience and how to design for that user experience. And of course, video is big. It's growing very rapidly, and it's changing very rapidly. So one of the things that you see too is on the left-hand side of the screen, there's this gentleman that's there with a laptop and a couple cameras and a little box next to him. And what they're doing is they're doing a live stream. And so what we're doing is we have actually some of the cameras that you're seeing on the screen here, we have them now, which is very exciting, and I'll talk more about that later on. We've also, the little box that's next to the guy with the laptop, we just got approval for that. I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. But we have one video course that focuses on video and how to create videos. But we also are looking into creating another video course that would have these live streaming capabilities. And again, the industry and our advisory board is also backed that up, that live streaming with multicam is a big deal. Interactive media. So this is just everything from web, mobile, events, sales, trade shows. When you walk into an office or like an auto office sales place, and they have the car there, and you interact with the screen now to be able to see that car in different colors and all the accessories. When you're at trade shows, it's the same kind of thing, and our students will be prepared to be able to make that media or to work with people to make that media. And then sound design. Sound design is a big one. And a lot of people kind of think this off to the side. They don't think it's lucrative, but it is very lucrative. It's very important. The rise of podcasts now has become huge. It was really big back in 2008, and now in the last couple of years, it's back again. Social media, video, radio is all very big, and how to do proper audio. This is another thing. We have an audio course that's mainly focused on audio for video, but we're incorporating a new course, and I'll talk about that proposed course, where it's an electronic music production course, which is very exciting. And then there's this non-traditional advertising and design. And on there it says ambient music, sponsorship of events, campaigns, unexpected places and ways. And this is what the industry and the clients are really excited about, is we teach you the tech, but we also teach you the theory and how to think about how to solve those problems. And that's what really sets us apart. So like I'll give you an example. Several years back, I had a student who was creating a sound piece, and it was a sound piece that was going to be in an elevator, but it had a marketing message. So instead of having a radio spot, she made this sound piece. It played in an elevator. When you walked in the elevator, it had this kind of ambient music, but it had a message to it. So these are different kinds of non-traditional advertising, flash mobs, projection mapping. These are all exciting things, and we show you how to do those. And the big thing is that we are always hybrid, mobile, and adaptable. So like what is happening today is not necessarily what's going to be happening tomorrow or in 6 months. But that creative thinking about how to solve those problems is there. And so as the things change, you're ready to be able to roll those changes, which is really, really essential. One of the things that we've been able to do is over the last 12 months, we were a Blackmagic Design training partner. We're an academic partner with Blackmagic Design. And we'll talk a little bit more about that if you don't know what Blackmagic Design is. And what's exciting about this is we were the first one in Florida. And soon after that, Ringland School of Design became an academic partner. But we're also, other academic partners are NYU, Columbia, Pace University. These are big colleges, and we're on the same academic status with them. And we've been able to integrate the professional training into our video course, which is very exciting. So here's a picture on the left-hand side with some students that have already gotten the certification. It's a hard certification. We've integrated it into our video course where you learn the basic video things, but we also have that training throughout where you're learning a lot of post-production techniques, from editing to motion graphics to sound and delivery. And this is really exciting because it's a professional certification at the end of the course where you sit, and it's done by Blackmagic. You have to get an 85 or above, and if you pass it, you get the end user professional certification, which is good for your CV. And if you're not sure about what in the world I'm talking about, there's three main editing programs right now in the industry. There's Avid Media Composer, Adobe Premiere, and Blackmagic's DaVinci Resolve. So this is a little bit, this kind of helps kind of put it in perspective. So if you should see the screen now, it says all the latest news from Blackmagic Design. I'm going to scroll down, and this is some movies that are using some of the products and the tools that we're using. You probably recognize some of them. And then if I scroll down some more, here's some television programs. Again, you probably recognize these. So this is DaVinci Resolve is a tool that's used in Hollywood. It's used in television. If you look at CNN's website, all the video that's online is all using Blackmagic to edit and push it up to CNN's website. So it's used in industry in multiple ways, which is very exciting that we're able to offer that certification. So if you have a professional certification through our program, in this program, and put it on your CV, it's a big deal. So we're excited to be putting that in. Some of the updates that we're looking at. So this is right now we're in the middle of this, of the changes. Again, I'm hoping for spring, but I'm trying to be very aggressive to try and get it through. We'll see how it works. But this is where we're kind of moving towards. So one of the things is right now it's 65 credits, and we're trying to move into 60 credits. And all these things, if you start in the fall, you can roll into the new program if you want to, or you can stick with the old program. But the new program is so much better. So we're updating the curriculum to meet current industry standards. We're working on an articulation agreement with Volusia and Flagler County High Schools. This is in process. I was just talking before the meeting that we have right now about, we just had a big meeting with all the academies and all the high schools that offer multimedia, video, and photography for Volusia and Flagler County. And so we're very excited about that, which means we're going to create that communication with the high schools, and we'll get more students that will be aware of our program and tracking into it. We also assembled a national advisory board, local and national, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And we've been building a bunch of relationships with local and national communities. So professional organizations, local organizations, and we want to be able to create real projects, opportunities for students. So if you're in one of our classes, so I'll talk about a video class that I'm doing right now in summer session. So right now in the summer session, I'm working with the Marine Discovery Center in New Smyrna Beach and creating that relationship with them. And we were able to offer students in the video course a real project of working with the Marine Discovery Center to create a 2-minute video. So they're working with a real client. They're working with the end result will be a real video that they can put in their portfolio. And we want to be doing more and more of this throughout. And this is Joe. He's in our stock room, and he's very excited because he just got a bunch of equipment. So one of the things that we're also doing is we're updating our facilities and capacity. So the technology update, we've already, in the last 6 months, we've got 6K cinema production kits, which is very exciting. So you can shoot 6K raw video, digital cinema quality, which is amazing. We've also, right now, probably today, the IT is putting in our new Mac Pro industry standard suites. This is the new Mac Pro display, and a bunch of audio and video gear. So what it is that it's a new media suite, whereas you as a student will be able to really go into a professional suite to be able to create your content, whether it be video, audio, or both, or interactive multimedia. So one of the things that I just put up into the received or approved is we just got, I think a week or two ago, approval and funding for professional multi-camera production kits for live streaming. Now that's if you remember back at that video slide that we had That's that little box plus a bunch of cables. So it would be like one of the cases that you see below, only probably a lot bigger, with a bunch of gear in it, so you can do live multicam streaming, which is another really exciting thing that we're working on. Proposed or in process is I'm proposing, and it's already going up the ladder, is a BYOD, which is bring your own device media suites. So we have the Mac Pro industry suites. What I want to add to those is where if you have your own laptop, but maybe you want a space to be able to create, you would have all the speakers and audio equipment and interfaces and hardware that you just bring in your own laptop. You would have a eGPU to give you the extra power, and then you would be able to create and then unplug your laptop and then be able to go away. And then also we were continuing to build on our 6K cinema production kits, which is really exciting. Here's our advisory board. We just met in spring. I'm really excited about these advisory board. I'm going to talk a little bit about them. One of the things that we did is we have local and we have national advisory board, and I have a bunch of other names, and I want to reach out to make it not only local, national, but I want to bring it in international as well. So one of the things, we have Nick Fortunato, is creative executive branding, original content, head of studio of Greater New York City area. He's the guy in the jacket there. He's doing a lot of stuff. He's been doing it for years. Amazing guy. Really great to have him on our advisory board. Kevin Miller up on the top with the pink background, and he is the executive director of the Florida Surf Film Festival, which is one of the top, if not the top, surf film festival in the world, right here in New Smyrna Beach. Also, he's the CFO of Atlantic Center for the Arts in New Smyrna too, and he's the treasury director of Encyclopedia of Surfing. So he brings a lot of value to our advisory board on the local level and also on the international level too. Avery Smith is he's up here with the glasses and the brick background, and he is our design director, UI UX expert. So he's based out of Orlando. He's been giving us all kinds of amazing information about our curriculum, about UI and UX design. And then Katie Seymour, she's on the right-hand side there holding the camera. She is a DSC photo alumni, and she went to UCF and completed both those programs. And she's in CNI Studios. If you ever look them up, you can look them up online, CNI Studios Inc. They have a office in New York City, in Fort Lauderdale, in Los Angeles, and in London. She was featured on the Blackmagic Design site for using DaVinci Resolve, and they use DaVinci Resolve a bunch. And she's all over nationally doing some amazing things. So she's gone through the program. She's an alumni, not our program, but the photography program. And she's working in the field. She's really excited to have her on the advisory board. So some of the things that we're looking to for the future is still having, these are some of the courses. And again, this is in process right now. So it's not something that will be happening in fall, but we've got a lot of the work done, and we're hoping to have it ready for spring or summer. Where we would still have introduction to digital media, fundamentals of interactive media, but we're incorporating. We want to incorporate more what the rest of the college that has. We have some amazing programs, and we want to kind of branch out. So one of the things we've done is Studio has an amazing program over there, and they have an Art 120C, which is like your basic 2D design course. So that's a course that we would branch into their program for. Graphic Design Studio would still be the same. Social media marketing, sound for media, photography and image making are all the same. Intro to video production is all the same. This is one of the new ones we're proposing. Instead of having web design, we would call it interactive design. Again, this would be one that would be focusing on UI and UX design instead of web. And then instead of our journalism course, we're looking into moving into writing for media. So this would have journalism in it, but also script writing for social media as well. And then we're looking to add that intermediate video production. And that would have those modules of the live streaming production as well. We're also looking, and I've collaborated with the music production faculty. which is another amazing program that we have at Daytona State. And this would be taught over in the music production people, which is an introduction to electronic music production. And we're very excited about this course too, because this would be a required course for our program, but also a general elective for music and for music production as well. We have a capstone, which is where you, at the end, you kind of put everything together and you have a show. And then what we're proposing is an internship. And then the internship, it would be not just an internship where you could do it at somewhere in Daytona or Volusia County, but we want to open that up because our internships could be something that would be cloud-based as well. So that could be anywhere as long as it's approved. And what I'm proposing in the internship is that if you want to do something in Miami, then you can do something in Miami if it's approved. And then if you want to do something in New York, then why not do the internship in New York? Again, it could be physically or it could be virtually. But if you want to go to London and do an internship, then I don't see why, if it's not approved, that you couldn't actually do your internship there. And we're trying to create those relationships with the advisory board to give you opportunities, but not to limit that. If you find a place that you really want to do an internship that could lead to a job that you want, a company that you want, then we want you to go there. So this is kind of the outlook. So this is from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, job outlook for 2018 to 28. And you can go on their website. This is where the information I pulled it from. But you can see, I won't go over every one, but this is the categories that our students would fall under where the Bureau of Labor Statistics have put. And we're either growing much faster than average or as fast as average, which is really exciting, especially in our economy, that our job market is actually growing. There's a bunch of different things in between these, which don't even fall into a category, but it's somewhere within there, which is really exciting. So I'm excited about the program. We have a lot of things happening, and we've got an incredible amount of support from the administration with new equipment and facilities. So that is my presentation.
Thank you, Brad.
I look forward to questions.
So we're going to move into our question and answer session. I'm going to bring that up. Give me just a moment. And in a moment on your screen, you should be able to see a tab at the bottom that says Q&A, although my computer is being nice and telling me that some people can't see what's being presented or shared. So what we are going to do at this point is, if you can see the Q&A and you're comfortable typing in a question, please feel free. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to unmute you so that we have a small audience today, so I'm going to give everyone the opportunity to ask a question. And at this point, our guests are unmuted. If you prefer to be muted, please put yourself back on mute, and I will open it up. So our first question is, how long is the Blackmagic certification good for?
That's a great question. So right now the certification is until the next version. So one of the things that Blackmagic is, there's a free version and a paid version, and the free version is plenty. So the access is wonderful to be able to have the software. It's free. But the certification is right now we're in 16. When it goes to 17, there'll probably be another certification, but you won't have to go through the training. You'll have already gotten that certification, so you'll just you can brush up on what's changed, and then you can take that certification on your own. You don't have to go through it again. Just another quick thing on that. We were really lucky to have Blackmagic send one of the top trainers from California and train all our faculty and staff. And we've gotten a bunch of trainers as a result of that took the exam as a trainer exam and got certified. We've even had, there's a gentleman in our stock room that's gone on to take the advanced color grading, a trainer certification, and advanced audio certification, and he just finished the advanced fusion compositing and motion graphics one, which is just amazing.
Our next question is, do students need to purchase their own editing software, or can they get it for free from the school?
So the editing software, like I've mentioned, is if you have we focus on Resolve in our program. It's free, so you don't have to purchase it. It's free. If the school has in the labs all the Adobe products, so you have Adobe Premiere. And one of the things I do is like we go through on Resolve, but if you want to do Premiere, then you can use Premiere. There's very similar things to the timeline. So you can use either one of those. But the Adobe one, if you want it for yourself, you have to buy there's a student one, but you don't need it. You can use the free Resolve. And the nice thing about the Resolve is it has editing, it has audio, it has motion graphics all built in.
And regarding renewals of certification or software, are there any costs associated with that?
Nope. It's all free.
And what is the benefit of the high school academy for a student that later enrolls in your program?
Another great question. So what I'm really excited about is that the articulation agreement that we're working with the high school is if you've gone through the academy, say you've gone through the video academy and you've gotten I think it's a C or above, and then what you'll do is you'll create a portfolio, and then you'll come to us and you'll take a practical exam, which is just basically showing that you know how to use the it's not a written one, but it's showing how you know how to use the tools. And then we look over your portfolio, and if that all goes through, then you will not have to take certain courses. So there's one, if it all goes through, it should be done in July for fall. Then say, I'll give the video as an example. If you go through the video academy, you pass it at that certain grade level, you pass the portfolio and the practical exam on our side, then you wouldn't have to take our intro to video course. So you get college credit, which is exciting. And also we've created that communication with the high schools so that all the teachers in multimedia, in video, and in digital photography know what we're doing, and we know what they're doing, and we're communicating back and forth to share resources. So it's a nice track so that as you're doing that, you're getting college, you would be able to get the college credit and start ahead for free.
And will you assist students in finding their internships?
Yes. So yes, I do assist students if they're like, I really want to do this. I've got a pretty vast network of people that I know that we can kind of push you in that right direction. I also really push you as you start to go through this. You'll be introduced to all kinds of resources and people in the industry. So I really want you to find what your passion is. I'll give you an example that I've had. That I had a student in a previous position, same kind of program, but in a previous position. She was interested in sound, and she really wanted to do sound, and she just didn't think she would make any money from it. Her dad actually came to me and it's like, you're talking to my daughter about sound. Is she going to make any money with this? And I'm like, yeah, if she's passionate about what she's doing, she will do that. And I said, like, there's this Berkeley School of Music is one of the top schools for music, right, in the world. And they have a campus in Massachusetts, and they have a campus in Valencia, Spain. So I said, look, apply for their master's program, and you'll do okay. And then she hemmed and hawed. She ended up getting in, and she graduated, and she's got her master's in there. And that's the same kind of, and she's doing really, really well. And that's the kind of thing that happens all the time is we want to kind of mentor you, give you the opportunities and give you the resources, and then you're going to get that spark that goes and be like, I really want to do this. I know that this is my passion. And we will point you in the right direction to be able to find that and show you the resources. And then you will know, like, I want to work for this company, or I want an internship in this company. And then you will take that initiative to be able to find that. I'll give you all the resources and get you started and the connections, and then you take it on.
So for those interested in live streaming, like gaming, for example, do you have any leads on potential job opportunities with this program, or would you suggest a different program?
So live streaming for gaming, live streaming for gaming is big. It's huge. And it's different than gaming. So we don't actually teach gaming, which is a separate thing, but the live streaming part is. So we do that. So that is, if you're interested and you're like, I want to be able to do that live streaming gaming and get into that market, we will get you in the right. We will teach you the skills about how to do that in our video course. And I showed you, we just got approvals for the live streaming kits. So you'll know how to use those. And what's happened in the industry over the last 5 years is the stuff that used to be, tens of thousands of dollars, the price has dropped. And so it's become accessible. So what's exciting for me about that is I can actually, we can afford to be able to give students and get them trained on really professional stuff. So one of the things that's exciting about the live streaming is the little box that doesn't really cost that much. I think it's like just under $600 for the box that we have, which used to be thousands of dollars to have that same capability. So we teach you how to use that, right? And we teach you how to use that with our cameras. So these cameras are the 6K raw cameras. So you're doing multicam editing, and a lot of them are doing it with the gaming as well. And you can put it into your computer so that you learn you can stream right from your computer or from the cameras, or you can have multiple things so you can switch back and forth between them. But a bigger part of this is the software that you're using. And I don't know if you remember the slide. Let me move up to the slide here. I don't if you can see the software that the guy's using on his laptop. This software is the same. It comes with that little box that's next to him. This software is the same software that's used on all the big rigs. So you're using the professional software for live streaming that is used on same types of things that would be used in like live concerts, big events. So on this little teeny thing. So it's if that's what you're talking about with the gaming, you want to be able to do to be able to stream it through the computer or the laptop of the gaming stuff, and then be able to also have multiple cameras to be able to talk back and forth. I'll show you actually. I think it actually has it on. So here's the page on DaVinci Resolve. I'm gonna actually not go to that one. I'm gonna go to this one here. So this is the ATM Mini. This is the live streaming thing that we're talking about for the video production. So if you look at, I think they even have a gaming part down here. Yep, there it is. So this is the thing where it's the streaming for live esports and gaming competitions. So I'm not sure if that answers your question, but this is the tools that we're using. If this is the thing you want to do, then yes, we will show you how to do that. These are great questions, by the way.
Brad, I think I was on mute, sorry. Can you tell us a little bit about the application and how you get into the program? Is there an interview? How does that work?
Another amazing, you guys are great with these questions. So what you do is just reach out. You can reach out to our admissions program. What they will do, say you want to do digital interactive media production, they will contact me, or you can contact me directly, and then I'm on the Daytona State website. I don't know if on this web thing if they have my email or not, but you can contact me or admissions. You have a little talk. Basically, it's the talk that we just did about the program, and then I put you in touch with our academic advisor. We have one that's just for us, although all of them are amazing. But we have one that's really focused and knows our program really well, and they will set you right up.
And can you tell everyone what your contact information is, please?
My contact information, that's a good question. Is there a way for you guys to put my email on the window where they're seeing it?
Yes.
Or no?
Yes. Is it Bradley or Brad?
It's Bradley.
Moody, Daytona.
So so one of the things is they're going to put up my email. You can also go on, I think we have the new faculty directory up as of like the beginning of the week. So you can also search on the Daytona site. If you want to know more about what I've done, if you just Google Brad Moody Digital Media, I should rise to the top and you can see my website, which also gives a bunch of information too.
And I'm putting your phone number up here also.
Perfect. Right now, we're doing a lot of remote stuff. So the best way to contact me is the email. So I'm not in as much checking I can't remotely check my my phone. But if you email me, it's the best way to do it. Actually, I think the voicemail on the phone says to email me.
All right, so we have that posted also. So we've got bradley.moody@daytonastate.edu is the best way to reach you. And I believe that has taken care of all of the questions that we had. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And thank you, Brad, for sharing your program with us. Please don't hesitate. Daytona State is open. We are here to see you. You can make an appointment to come into campus to meet with an advisor, or you can call us, or you can email us. We are here any way that you would like. Our Summer B session is starting on June 29th, and our fall session begins on August 24th. And registration is open now for both of those. So now's the time to apply and get registered if you haven't already. And again, we appreciate you taking time to learn more about Daytona State and in particular this program. And we hope that you will join us for future webinars. Just visit daytonastate.edu/admissions/webinars. And I'm going to conclude our recording at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.